I was born in the East End of London just before the Second World War. My memory is mainly of the horse and carts and the horsing services that we had. No motors, there were no motors on the road. Somebody had a motor car, they were very, very rich, and we didn't see them. We still had trams on the main road, but I think the beauty of the horse was that the breweries used the horses. They did for many years, but so did the coalmen. They used the horses all the time. The milkman, it was quicker for the milkman. All he had to do was whistle, and the horse brought the milk along the road, and he just delivered it. The baker, he had a pony and trap to deliver the bread, and they just made life so different. They also were a bit of luxury in as much that when the horses came round, it gave an opportunity for the dads and the granddads to collect the manure. It went on to their little bits of allotment where they grew a little bit of food here and there. The bomb sites sometimes, you can't explain the bomb sites during or after the war without the smell, and you cannot relay the smell. It was an unusual smell, and we as youngsters, we never knew what it was. We assumed, but it was just the dust and the dirt and the old wood and everything else that had been there prior. We used to go and pick up shrapnel, didn't know what it was, always careful. It was laying around for a long time. Life moved on. The properties were old. We had buttresses holding up walls of houses people still lived in, purely because there was nowhere for us to move on to. They tried to repair as many properties and as many houses as they could by bringing in the navvies, who were plasterers and builders, to repair and doctor the properties that were there. And some of these houses we lived in had 2 families, 3 families in them that were only 2 and 3 bedroom houses. At a family opposite where I lived in East London, there was 12 children downstairs, and I think there was 11 or 13 upstairs. But that wasn't unusual. That was a normal type of life that we lived. We were all happy. We were all fed. We had a street market. How mums and dads and families survived, I don't know. I don't think we could know then. We only know we did. We were raggedy kids. Yes, we had shoes. We may not have had socks, but we always had shoes. We always had a coat. We were happy. I never knew kids to cry. We never used to cry. Kids never cried. There was nothing. We didn't know we deprived. What was we deprived of? We had everything we wanted. The only luxury we would have now and again was somebody would find a proper ball. Because prior to that, you just got as much string and paper, and you made a ball, and you strung it up, and you kept winding it and winding it, newspaper, brown paper, and you made a ball of it. And that's what you kicked around. Any game that meant using a ball, you couldn't play. Occasionally someone would find an old tennis ball or an old rubber ball. You might get a game of cricket. But the cricket bat wasn't a cricket bat. It was a piece of wood that one of the dads could saw out of an old floorboard or a plank. And we didn't have a cricket stumps. We used the old electric box at the end, or a lamp post. That was your stumps, and a chalk mark on the floor. And there was no boys' games and girls' games. We all played games together. Girls, boys, all mixed in, whether it be hopscotch, cricket, football, Jim and Acker, all sorts of games. It was boys and girls together. And that was life in the East End of London. as a youngster growing up, and I couldn't have wished it any better.